Howdy, Sax Geeks. I'm bad at filming videos. Ha! Awesome. I'm also bad at not buying mouthpieces. Crappy, bought another mouthpiece. Yes, I did, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'll try and say everything else in English from this point on. All right, so as you can see, I bought a Ted Klum Florida model. It came with its own cheap made in the USA ligature. This has got the same really small thread screw thumb screws that broke on the Meyer ligature. I suspect this is made by the same company that made that Meyer ligature for the New York Meyer that I bought, because of the way the screws themselves are designed. Whatever, that's not really what you're paying for when you're buying a mouthpiece from Ted Klum. I'm going to take the cap off, we'll take a look at this, and I'll tell you what I got here. Now, as you might remember, I had this Florida USA Link refaced by Eric Giefenhagen, and I'm really digging it. It's a very nice piece. It's a little bright, and I've had to adjust a little bit, and it's a 7-star. My last mouthpieces I've been playing on for the last 10 years, really, have been about a 7, the soloists, and so I've been trying to move up a little bit because my embouchure's been changing a little bit as far as what I'm looking for. So I've been enjoying this one here. It's kind of cool. It's fun to play on. I'm adjusting to it, and I'm able to play it with the 4s. I was able to get used to it and get back up to the number 4 reeds because the softer reeds were squeaking a little bit for me. And everybody's different. We all got to deal with that. So that's that guy. I do very much like Ted's concept. I like Ted Klum's mouthpieces. He refaced a Meyer that I played for 15 years. He's just one of the best in the business, and he really understands what feels good, what plays right. And I keep an eye out on his page. I'm connected with him on Facebook and all that, as some of you probably are. And I keep an eye out for when he offers mouthpieces at a bit of a discount. I don't mean to be cheap, but I don't make a lot of money doing any of this. Just surviving like a lot of you. Most of us in the world, frankly. So whenever Ted offers a mouthpiece at a little bit of a discount, I take him up on it, if I can, and if I'm looking for something at the time. You know the deal. So when this mouthpiece came available, this isn't actually the one that I ordered. He gave him a bit of a discount, and he offers these Florida models in black, blue marbled, red marbled, and green marbled. And the green marbled, I'm not a huge fan of it. That's what I ended up with. The red marble is cool, whatever, and the blue marble looks beautiful, and that's what I ordered. He had a 7-star in the blue marbled, and I got to get that. It was a good discount. I asked him, hey, I'm going to be down in New Jersey, because that's where I grew up, and it's around Christmas time. And I knew that if I had ordered it and had it send it here, I wouldn't be able to play it until I got back from Christmas. So I said, hey, Ted, I emailed him, hey, can I come pick it up in New Jersey? My brother lives up there in North Jersey. He said, yeah, come on up. I said, great. So I went up there, and I tried the mouthpiece, the blue one, played very nice. A little, I don't know, you could tell that it was going to be in the middle range of the horn, maybe a little dark, maybe a little fuzzy, covered up or something. But that was the mouthpiece I ordered, and it looked beautiful. I mean, the blue marble is gorgeous on that thing. And Ted, I'm there for a while. There was another guy there playing tenor mouthpieces. The guy sounded like $1 million, really good player. There's cats working on mouthpieces there. It was really cool. Good hang all around. Boxes of unfinished blanks, and it's just a real fascinating place. I've never been anywhere like that. He doesn't do any of the machining or casting there. They just do the finish work at the factory, I think. He has them CNC machined and cast in different places, and that's sort of the way manufacturing a lot of times works when you're a small business like Ted. And he says, hey, I got a few other pieces you should try. And both 7-stars, and I ended up leaving with one of those other mouthpieces. I did not take the blue one. I took the green one, and I'm going to show you why. Now, to be fair, I'm a little particular when it comes to mouthpieces. I'm a little finicky, and I end up a lot of times not liking a mouthpiece. I'll buy something and then end up not using it. And it's a drag. Ted showed me, and you can even see it. This is actually kind of good. Hold on. So Ted handed me these 2 green 7-stars. These are the green marbled one. And the first one was a regular Florida model. And then he said, this one is a little different. This one has the Mark Turner bump. And I said, oh, yeah. He's like, you've heard of that? I said, no, I haven't heard about it, but I can see it. And if you look carefully at the baffle in the shadow, where's my marker? Okay. So you could see that there's actually 2 baffle angles here. The baffle goes all the way back to here, but there's a little line. You see this line right here. It's got a little extra baffle at the tip. He calls that the Mark Turner bump. And man, does this mouthpiece, you can see it there too. There's two little steps there. And then if we look inside, it's basically a sort of a, your regular large chamber type mouthpiece. Medium floor, that's the top part up here, where between the reed and the internal part of the mouthpiece. Yeah, it really plays good. It's a little on the bright side, but I liked it right away. It gave me, right away when I played it, it gave me a little more push, a little more richness and brightness. And so that is what I liked about it, and I left with this mouthpiece. I figured with the discount, even if it ends up being too bright for me, and I end up not playing it, which, like I said, sometimes that happens to me, I end up not liking them. I know I can flip this and not lose a lot of money on it because lots of people are looking for the Ted Klum mouthpieces, and lots of people like brighter mouthpieces than I like, so it wouldn't be that hard to flip this if I turn out to not really like it. Not for a lack of trying on Ted's part, because this is really a beautiful mouthpiece, man. I mean, this is very nice. You don't even need the marbling, because it's really about his concept and the accuracy with which they're made. I'm trying to do handheld for the algorithms for the YouTube. Thanks for bearing with me. So I'm going to play this on 4 brand new reeds. It's the new year, so I start back at 0. I do 1 through 5 for the new reeds. We're going to play 4s on it. The other night I played a New Year's Eve gig, and I switched to 3.5s. I have some Boston Sax Shop 3.5s. Which played really nice on this mouthpiece. Here's the interesting thing. The 3.5s play a lot brighter. The 4s, if I'm going to be able to make them work on here, they make the sound a little darker. With the 3.5s, I really feel the brightness of that baffle. I don't mind it that much, and I didn't find it to squeak. Sometimes for me personally, when a mouthpiece has a lot of baffle, I get these squeaks and chirps. I was having that trouble with the Florida. And so for me, that's what I need to find a balance with so that I can get the response that I need personally. Everybody plays different. Not everybody maybe has the issues I have with it, but that's the kind of stuff that I find with how I play. So I'm going to play 5 brand new 4 Javas on this 7-star Florida Ted Klum Mark Turner bump mouthpiece. And we're going to give them a whirl. I'm hoping to be able to play the 4s, frankly, because I have a bunch of boxes of them. But if it really needs to be on the 3.5s, the Boston Sax Shop's right around the corner. Those are really good reeds if you haven't tried them. Jack put a lot of energy and thought into that. So those reeds are really good. So we're going to go ahead and play 3, 4, 5 different reeds on this new Ted Klum mouthpiece. Little side note, I'm using a Van Doren Optima ligature. I've had this ligature for a long time and never used it. The Florida Ted Klum mouthpiece, just like the real Florida Lynx, have sort of a thin body profile to the mouthpiece. And none of the ligatures that I was using on the soloists work. So I have some great old vintage Selmer 2-screw ligatures, but none of them fit on here. So this is going to work good. It's a nice ligature. I generally find I can tune and it doesn't slide on the mouthpiece, so that's pretty cool. So that's what I'm using. If you've ever thought, hey, this is why I don't throw stuff out and sell stuff, because I needed this. I've had this ligature for 10 years or more, and now I'm using it. So there you go. All right, so here's the first of the 5 reeds we're testing today on this new Ted Klum 7-star Florida model with the Mark Turner bump. Here we go. Try moving the reed up a little bit. Seems like it might not quite be lined up the way I want it. Just a tiny bit. The tip rail is so thin on Ted's work that you really need to get it lined up right. But that's why they play so good. One of the reasons. That made a little difference. All right. Moving on to number 2. Literally, number 2. It's backwards for you, I think. But so I don't really do any work on the reeds. If you've been following my channel, you know I just do the sandpaper where you run them over some paper. It's called the paper trick. You can go back in my videos and find that. I don't do a lot of videos, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. I did that last year. That's all I really do to reeds. I don't mess with them too much. I go through a lot of reeds. I thought maybe we'd look at my reed log and take a look at how many reeds I go through. I use way too many reeds, let's face it. Some people get more out of a box of reeds. I generally don't work on the reeds a lot. I kind of just play the ones that play good. You know, that last one, the number 1, I didn't like that reed. Let's see how this one plays. A little softer than the other one. Favorite reed. Let's try the next one. Here's number 3. This ligature, I will say, is pretty good as far as getting the reed set up and lined up pretty quickly. Some of these plate type ligatures where you have the adjustment and the plate, some of them are a real pain in the butt. It moves around, hard to really get it lined up. I'm generally finding this works pretty good. Favorite one so far. It's a pretty nice reed. Let's try the next one. Number 4 is next. If we can find it. There it is. If you saw the picture in the beginning of the video, 2 and 3, which we just played, were the most suspect looking reeds. They had some discoloration in the cane. Sometimes that's an indicator, but that last reed, number 3, played pretty good, despite what it looked like. And that's what I find. You just got to play them. There's no quick way to look at a reed and tell if it's a good reed. You just have to play it. Nice reed. It's not too bright. I mean, it's edgy. It's got buzz. What I like is that it's buzzy, but it's not edgy. You might find a totally different side of that. You know, everybody's different. I was really surprised that I liked it as much as I did, but compared to the blue one that I ordered and the other green regular 7-star, this had a little more something, a little more character to the sound, something that happens to work for me. It might not work for you, and everybody's different. This is the 5th and final Java number 4. This one feels, just pressing it up against the facing curve, you can feel this one feels a little resistant. Let's see how it plays. It's kind of dead, muddy, dull. Is it lined up okay? Let's check the alignment of the reed itself. I think that 1 and 4 were the best. 3 was okay. I'm not a fan of this number 5 here. Let me play that Boston Sax Shop reed. Okay, so this is the Boston Sax Shop 3.5 that I played the other night on New Year's Eve. Now, that was a 3-set gig. This reed could be toast. And I didn't play it yesterday. I played alto yesterday, so I didn't play any tenors. So there's no way to know, but this is, again, this is a softer reed. Jack's reeds are a little easier to play in general anyway. He's got a really nice nice vibe on these Boston Sax Shop reeds. So this, you're going to hear it's brighter because the reed is softer and you're getting more of the response of the baffle, I think. Yeah, you can feel more of that baffle in the sound, that brightness. You know, in the middle of the horn. I like it there, but when you get up top. Yeah, you can hear with the softer reed that the extra brightness from that step in the baffle is kind of more prevalent. The harder reeds you get, it's evening that out a little bit. Not that I don't like the vibe, but I've never been a real bright, edgy sound kind of player. But I like that. I like the buzziness and the excitement to the sound. You know, everybody changes. Maybe I'm changing. Maybe my playing is changing, and I'm liking a little more of that brightness. Who knows? Everybody changes. That's life, right? So we got to roll with the punches as we grow as players, and that never stops. That shouldn't stop. You should keep learning. You should keep listening, and you should keep adjusting. So happy New Year to you. Have a sax geek New Year. I don't suggest wasting money on mouthpieces, but here's a new mouthpiece. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. A lot of people comment that they like the softer reeds, but for me, it's also a physical resistance thing. But in this case, it might work out. So there you go. Thanks to Ted Klum for his hospitality at the shop. It was really cool to see all that and get to play some mouthpieces. You know, if you can get to a shop like that, if you can get to Ted Klum's shop, make an appointment with him, then he can show you cool stuff. And, you know, I mean, because the mouthpiece that I ordered, I ended up liking something different, and that's the hard part about this. And they're not cheap, so it's an expensive process. I wish it was simpler and easier and cheaper for all of us, but it's not. So anyway, that's the deal. Sax Geek. Stay tuned for more videos. I am trying to put up more content, but if I don't have anything to say, I don't want to put up a lame video, and that's all. So I'll try not to put up lame videos. Hey! So anyway, Happy New Year, Sax Geek. Like and subscribe, share on your various social media platforms, and we'll see you next time.